Hello traders, this is Francesco, and in my second video of the week I'm going to show you a little bit about what's been happening with Euro USD. Now from the CME you can see that we've had sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, extensive choppiness, and today it's been a bit of a push creeping up past 113 towards 113.50. Now, why that may be of interest is that if we look at the hourly chart, you can see that on the Chicago Open, sort of 8 a.m. Chicago time, we had a huge candle here, and this has given us quite a big push, and this has really helped the currency somewhat, and we are kind of stuck where we were. But also, if you look on the hourly chart, the volume columns, you can see that this volume by volume today was as big as right at the start of July, where we had a push up and towards the 1250s and beyond. And this big volume was accompanied by a large movement in price past 113 to 113.50. So that's if you take the Wyckoff theory, that's a confirmation of a genuine move, and so we are kind of satisfied that we can say this is a true move up. Now, where that goes from here on is hard to say. We'd possibly like to sort of give you something else to think about as well, which is just very briefly, this is the spot FX price in the last kind of few months. And if you look at large companies, and here's the Volkswagen Automotive Group, you can see an interaction between the price of Euro USD and the Volkswagen Group. As being one of the 15 largest European companies, its situation will have an impact this year. I mean, the earnings forecasts, etc., for this year have been scrapped. So, because of the situation of uncertainty, the Volkswagen Group has been increasing its revenue year on year until last year. So it comes from a position of strength. But obviously, with the COVID situation here in Europe in sort of February, you can see that decline. But it's not as simple as that. Obviously, we're in a good position there. And the other thing that I was thinking about is another very large company or group, which is Royal Dutch Shell. There it is there. Again, if we sort of jiggle this about a little bit, you can see the interaction between Royal Dutch Shell share price and Euro USD. That obviously doesn't give us much reassurance that if there's no divergence, we and the companies mentioned are facing challenging times, then obviously, I mean, the first quarter of 2020 for Royal Dutch Shell Group was about $2.9 billion, and first quarter 2019 it was 5.3, so not quite half in this quarter a year on, but almost, and that obviously gives concern as to what can push prices up for the euro. The other thing obviously to consider is the balance sheet of the ECB, which continues to grow year on year, and that obviously gives us something to think about. If you look at the ECB own data, you'll see from the assets and liabilities graph that the green there is, as you can see, the capital and reserves level 12 there. So it's been growing year on year, exponentially. This is the banknotes in circulation, that's liabilities to euro area credit institutions, and then you've got your assets there, which everything is pretty much growing from every possible point of view. And the other thing you can see is that the FX reserves, according to the IMF, for the world, the euro is about 1/3 more or less of the US dollar. So it does occupy a prominent position, and that's been steady for the last year, or figures here from quarter of last year to this year. So the euro is an important FX reserve currency in the world, and is a big player. Big continent, lots of trade, and there are lots of eyes on the ECB and what it says and does, and with its current post-pandemic emergency program, huge injection of liquidity into the Eurozone. Obviously, this has an effect of giving confidence into the currency. So we might see a growth. Rabobank had it forecast for the pair to reach 115 by the end of the year, which is not unreasonable. But given where we are at the moment, so this current push seems to suggest that we are moving up, but obviously there's no telling. So that's what I was going to discuss with you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next.